Hello, everybody. Oh, your button's on.
Take two. It's going great. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the newly minted Diamond Club Studios in beautiful downtown 7 Acres Wood, located deep in the heart at the Austin city limits, we bring to you the Night Attack Pre-Show. I'm somebody who's going to get much, much better at this in the future. Joined as always by our inimitable producer, Bryce Castillo.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Night Attack Pre-Show. I'm your Pre-Show navigator, Bryce Castillo. It is October 8th. Last week was our first October episode.
Wow, man.
But here we are.
Are we already in the... yesterday. First legitimate autumn day that defines what Austin is like. Fair to say? Like I felt so bad for Andrew Heaton has a supernatural ability to only be in Austin when the sun is currently melting the face of the planet. And then the moment he says, well, tomorrow I leave for LA.
I'm going to be gone for 3 days.
By the way, that was not a bad Andrew Heaton impression, if I do say so myself. He says, well, tomorrow I go to LA. And then, of course, it immediately, a gorgeous 70 degrees. Yeah. It was amazing.
Our good buddy Roberto Villegas just got back from Mexico, and he was saying Mexico was gorgeous, and so he just got back in time for the good weather.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, and
for him.
What's funny is I think Andrew. Hey, I'm gonna out him on all this. Andrew, I think he legitimately was like, I think Austin's too hot. I think I'm gonna go to Edinburgh, and then he realized, wait, Edinburgh gets too cold.
Right.
And he realized, what if I spent half the year in Austin and half the year in Edinburgh, and it was the right halves of those two.
No, but he doesn't. Texas? It does get cold.
Oh yeah,
we do
every so often, like once every 3 or 4 years, it'll snow, maybe even a couple of times here in Austin. But in general, when it gets cold, it's 43 to 59 or so.
Relatively fine.
Yeah,
But yeah, we just had such a really long heat period that
it was very frustrating. It was I don't normally, and I knew it's coming, and I always say it's like I don't mind it being hot when it's supposed to be hot, but I really mind it when it's October and it's 97.
Yeah, I like the heat. You know, I've said it before. I prefer the heat
over the
cold. But
you don't miss the snow at all?
No. Snow's it's a good novelty, but there's a lot of other shitty weather around it.
Oh, you know what? This is gonna sound like a rando jag, but it's actually related. Kepler has been going nuts.
Oh, really?
Well, because the ritual was we would finish up Monday would be the big day, and then Cord Killers would finish, and I'd grab Kepler and I'd come out here and we'd run around or whatever.
Yeah.
But having Andrew in residence, or just more activity here, means suddenly Bonnie's like, hey man, he's going nuts. You need to run him around. I was like, well, it's just that it used to be taking him on a walk. Now it's taking him on a spacewalk. And a spacewalk is not as relaxing as a walk. And in a spacewalk, you have to put on your protective gear. You have to check every seal. You have to make sure, I have to know who's here. I have to make sure his shock collar's on and that he's on leash and all that stuff. And I have to, we're getting better about him being comfortable about other people around, because it took a while, but eventually Kepler became totally cool with Bryce coming on in.
Yeah. And he's a follower. Because if Sneakers got started, then he would get started.
Are we doing that?
Yeah. Right, and he's not a big dog, but he's bigger than Sneakers.
Well, and
when
he's
he gets
also
some bass in his throat.
He reminds me of those beasts from Avatar, those lanky dragon dogs in the first act. Yeah. So it's like it's intimidating, but it's funny because every time I take him over here, the ritual's always been we show up and we walk the back 7 acres, and then we come back, and he's constantly like whenever I come in here, he's like, it's time to
we got to go outside. We do a thing,
right? And so like last night, I had to write that letter to the Founders Club, and it took a while for him to calm down and sit down next to me. And I realized, like, man, I'm gonna have to stay here a few nights and just sort of get him used to the idea that this is not a place to come in and go out, but instead a place to be. And then on top of that, we'll have to sort of almost rehearse where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have Kepler, and it's gonna be a cool thing when a person shows up. And then person by person will sort of program him to be cool with everybody so he doesn't go nuts. But anyway, that's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah. So there we go. Thank you to Mike TV for his raid. Their raid is 3,000 megatons of Grammy shortlist.
Goddamn right.
Look at that.
Goddamn right.
It sounded like there might only be, as of this recording, a couple days left in that round of voting, right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, normally we're pretty good at directing a laser beam and setting fire to the internet, but this is a weird one because we don't know where to point it. So instead, we just sort of put out the general word of, if you know somebody, let's go.
Yeah, I heard some talk. I oversaw a little bit of the chatter in Discord about it, because I think there is a social network for people in these academies that if you're a part of it, you can put the word out there, but you have to be in it already to kind of get into it. So that seemed like that might have been a lead, but we don't know anybody, or we're not sure if we know anybody in there. So hopefully,
the thing we have going for us is a simplicity of story where it's like, man, I don't know if it is a simple story. The moment I said those words, I was like, do we? I was like, oh man, I don't know.
But hopefully we were able to make enough stink about it. Mike TV says he reached out to all of his people. So
yeah, I've talked to a few other folks. Jacob, the sound guy over at the Ice Cream Social Crew, knows a couple of people, and so hopefully.
Oh, Wabbit Magic says they're in that social network, I believe. So. Wow.
Oh, right on. Yeah. Cool.
Mike TV posted a Facebook blast to his music friends in LA. All right. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Well, thank you everybody for all your help. Yeah. I got a.
Uh-oh. You got a thing?
I got a thing. And
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna play a game, or it's not a game. We're just doing a bit tonight.
Okay.
Where we read people's stories and they ask if they were the asshole in the situation.
I did see that it says, "Am I the asshole?" right on the name. I was like, I have a feeling where this is headed.
Yeah. So I haven't done anything yet. So I'm sure I'm not the asshole. I don't think. But at my apartment, whatever unit is behind mine, so not next door, but on the other side of on the other part of the building, I guess they got a new dog, or they got a dog.
Uh-oh.
And this
big dog? Oh, okay. You said little.
I think it's like little or medium size.
Little Yorkie.
And it
does it
barks,
do the bark dart?
It barks and it howls. And
howling is funny though, because you can get dogs to howl and they're confused why they're joining in. I fucking love that.
And most of the day I don't care. I only I don't have TVs or anything in my bedroom. I just go in there to sleep or get changed, I guess. But rest of the day I'm in another part of the apartment. I can't even hear it. I don't care. But in the morning, I have kind of a later schedule.
Oh my God. Okay, we are brothers in arms on this because Sneakers every fucking morning at exactly 6:45 a.m. he starts to motherfucker. So we got tile everywhere, and he's got long nails because he's an old man. We're not gonna make him cut his fucking nails.
Yeah.
And so he tap dances. He goes, and then you hear the tap stop, and then you get the bark dart. Like he's trying to cast a magic missile at you, and then it paused just long enough as if he's thinking, "Motherfucker, did you not hear me?" And then follows up like, and then what's funny is he knows that the ritual is that he has to get his medicine an hour before, so he's actually barking, asking for his medicine
so he can get fed,
so that he could get food.
Wow.
So he barks and then gets the med, and then we used to put the medicine in the peanut butter or a treat or whatever. Mm-hmm. But now, dude is just like, give me that shit. It makes the food show up later. And then he's super chill for like 40 minutes, and then I doze back asleep, and then it's tap 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 tap.
Well, and you have like a pretty normal sleeping schedule, so like that I think there's some synchronicity there. He's just expecting a routine, and you're kind of on it. I have a later sleep schedule, and so usually my phone wants to start to wake me up around 9:30 or so, and then I'll just stay in bed for a little while longer, just because I have my alarm go off early so that I can just lay in bed for a bit and just like have, I don't know, wake up, but just you can just hear the barking because that the bedroom is the shared wall.
So where's the part that you're the asshole?
So I haven't done much of anything, but I have, and I think it was on a weekend when she or they were not, not going to work or something. But the dog was just barking and barking and howling, and so I just like bang on the wall, just like I don't say anything. I just bang, and then I hear a bad dog, then she was trying to stop it. But
this is her saying like bad dog, you're a bad dog.
At least I'd appreciate the recognition on that. But because I get up so much later, I'm sure she's probably gone if she's got a normal work schedule. So it's just the dog barking, and it happened today, and it made me. I shouted. I shouted because I was pretty sure nobody was there.
All right, picture a gizmo with like a cheap Arduino kind of microchip or something, and a kick drum thing, and you just attach it to the wall, and every time it hears a dog bark, it goes. Or all you have to do is get a sample of what it sounds like when the dog barks, and then you program it, you leave it, and so dog barks, it goes. Dog barks.
They've got those like automatic dog whistle things where like if it hears barking, it'll play some noise to try to just like
it'll give something that secretly means it's racist. Is that the wrong dog whistle?
Different whistle, I think, on that one. And so I don't think that there's anything I can do about it. The dog, they've only had the dog probably less than a week, I think. But today was the day that really made me go like, "Fuck, man, this sucks." So I don't know. Like, I'm considering if I do anything at all, what should I do? Is it a note? Is it an anonymous note? Do I call like the property management? Do I like buy a shock collar and put it on their doorstep?
Well, part of what you're paying for with the property manager is for them to act as middleman. Mm-hmm. So you can go to them and say, "Hey, you have a problem. This unit is causing this thing to happen, which, as best I could tell, is not what you guys are about. So let me know how you want to handle this." And then they're the ones who will put pressure to find a solution, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So I could also,
nobody does anything in those situations.
Yeah, I think they would just be like, I think they would listen to me and say like, "I'm sorry." I think if they weren't, because I think we have a pet fee. I think if they had the dog on the sly, maybe that would be a thing of like, oh, but then I'd just be snitching on them.
Well, maybe
know.
You can ask like,
and also
what are the sound rules? Like, are you allowed to be above a certain decibelage at a certain time? Because you might be able to just point like, "Hey man, these guys are consistently violating the sound rule."
I don't know if there's a sound rule. I've never seen one written.
Well, you can't just crank up the volume as loud as you want.
I've never seen anything in paper that says I can't.
Maybe you ain't been to my apartment, bro.
But my issue's not at night. My issue's in the morning. I can go to sleep fine. It's when I wake up and I just want to like come
what
to
time of the day are we talking though?
Like 9:30 to 10 a.m.
Ooh, that's tougher to take the high ground on.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
But that's when they expect that nobody's there because everybody's out at work.
Yeah.
That's when they do maintenance and shut off the whatevers.
Tangential thread. Last night, I forget what it was, but there was some like 17 things that mega successful people do and whatever. And so I was looking and I was like, oh, I do that one. And it was weird stuff that I felt guilty about. Stuff like,
Yeah.
reading constantly because I do a lot of audiobooks, right? And then there was one that
Looking
said like,
good and
oh,
being
geez.
funny.
No, that was not on the list. Also not on the list was promptly return emails, which I was excited about. But there was one that says they take like 15 to 30 minutes a day to just think. And I was like, oh my God, I do that. And I feel really guilty when I'm just kind of just thinking, And then, but then there was one that I was like, all right, well, that's a miss. It says, wake up early. And then I was like, well, that doesn't happen.
No.
But then it says, yes, it's true. These people, actually, one of them was sleep at least 7 hours a night. I was like, nailed it.
Okay. Yeah,
and then,
that's
and then the
solid.
next, and then one of the others was wake up early. And I was like, no way. But then it said, yeah, they wake up an average of 3 hours before they start working. And I was just like, I get around 8:30 and take my kid to school and then play a little Hearthstone.
Sure.
Oh, is it about noon? I guess my day's starting. And so in a weird way, I was like, if you squint, I'm hitting that habit. But it sounds like you're on the same thing. It's just that because
Right.
driving
I
in
just
here.
waking up, I just want to be on my phone a second, check out the crossword, see what everyone's on Twitter about today, and then get up and go and do the stuff I gotta do.
Yeah, like so we took the kids to school, did all that stuff, and then we shot ads today. Then I went home.
And that was around 1 o'clock or so.
Did more family stuff, and then came back here and driving in. I think it was 5:30, and I was like, oh, I'm beginning my workday that will end around midnight.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
all
was
right.
definitely driving in today thinking like, oh, this is gonna be a 6-hour day.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't catch it, we did weird things before this today instead of doing it on Monday due to some scheduling stuff.
Man, we're making those incremental improvements, though. It's really great to see everything kind of coming together.
Yeah, we did a little bit. So if you're watching the video version here, we updated Brian's backdrop a little bit. We changed some of the lighting on the backside.
Maybe we can get some feedback from the community. Corey, you want to kind of hold that up? Well,
So-
I really liked
the-
this thing back here, and we were wondering if
So the two things that we've changed are the daylight bulb that was illuminating the BB has now got a red gel on it. So that kind of tamps it down and gives it a little red. But we also put one of the neon lights that would normally be in the background in front of the background, but below. So where Corey is at, he's lifting up a fluorescent tube, not neon, fluorescent.
maybe down just a little bit. Yeah, there you go. I think that looks.
That's about what, a foot and a half? Maybe?
Yeah. And then maybe another one mounted up top. Do we like it even, or do we like it as a spot?
I would.
Oh, hello. I think I like it down below.
Yeah, the down below I think is pretty solidly good. I'm not sure about the up
What-
top because I like it having a little bit of a spot effect.
What do you think about? We'll eventually have money to do all these things, but right now we have soft boxes, which it occurs to me
Right.
is filling everything in on both sides, but it's also hitting the backdrop.
Right, that's why they're angled so drastically.
Yeah.
You cannot see this in the studio or at home, but they're angled. Normally you would have them angle you. Normally you'd have them angle at you, and here we've got them at the very edge to keep the backdrop. So yeah, I think one thing that we could do, because I don't want to, we don't use these soft panels much, which is why I've bogarted them.
Right.
Ideally, we would have something like those LED panels that John has.
Something a little more
that have
focused.
barn
and-
doors.
Yeah.
Are not super diffuse like that.
Oh, barn doors would help out tremendously.
Yeah, but not so much for the softbox.
And then we're much better off on the halos. You can definitely see the definition kind of popping out.
Yeah.
I
Previously,
think we
had
could probably maybe use a little bit more, but I don't know. We'll play with it.
I think you got plenty. I don't know. But yeah, so little things, little things.
Yeah.
And so we're still nailing stuff. Like today, the lighting we have today is not even the same we had. You getting a call?
Bonnie says she's on her way.
Okay. Well, we got a chair for her over there.
Awesome. Cool.
Um,
It's kind of different now because she's got to commit to be all in. I wonder if the days of yawning peace out Bonnie 30 minutes in are lesser now.
Yeah. So like yeah, the lighting we have today is not the same lighting that we had for Cord Killers yesterday because they were doing some stuff in here today and stuff got moved around. So
Man, it's getting better and better though, man. I really, really dig it. I like that there are so many different things for us to play with. Oh, the moment we got started, I saw comments talking about how much better it was on the echo side of things.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just because your monitor is quieter today than normal, or we also have a little bit of a more aggressive gate on today.
Yeah.
Hey, Juice.
Hey, what's up? Hold on, give me 2 seconds.
Okay. Give him 2 seconds. He's calling in from Florida.
We also, I guess we should also say, we're about to break everything all over again by starting from scratch with the new Doghouse system.
No, I don't think we'll break.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if, in some tiny way, something changed.
I think one thing I would like to do, and more so than changing boxes, but I guess we never told anybody. We have some new computers. One of them is here. Another one is on the way from our friends at Doghouse Systems. DoghouseSystems.com.
Man, here, let me. If it's not plugged in,
I think it's not. So I think you.
Yeah,
can.
let me show it off.
Hey,
remember the days? Okay, I don't know if I shared this. When I reached out to the Doghouse folks to say, hey, we're getting ready to do this crazy cult compound thing and start a production studio. I'm going to need computers. What's the best way to handle that? And what I meant by that was, can I have a 5% off coupon or something? What I got instead was the guy from John Pryor, the founder, the CEO of Doghouse Systems, saying, you do realize that in our history, we've never seen coupon use. Well, that might be overstating it. He said, we sponsored 6 episodes of Game On almost a decade ago.
I thought it was
I don't. How far did we make it? To 9?
Like 20? No, not.
No. I don't think it made it to 13. Whatever it was, we did. But he was saying that he said that people continued to use that promo code again and again and again. He's like, he says, this is, I think in January of the beginning of the year, he was like, 3 people used it last month. Promo code Game On to double your memory. Mm-hmm. And he says, we really want to be a part of what you're doing. So they drove down from Carrollton. They drove down and showed them everything. This is back when everything was garbage and nothing was up. And they were like, all right, well, how about this? How about we power all of this with our systems? And I'm thinking like, oh yeah, and then at some point you'll charge me for them or whatever. Yeah. And he goes, and then after 6 months, I was like, here it comes. Mm-hmm. He's like, let's say we update everything. And I'm like, what? He was like, look, you guys are plugged into a community and a tribe, and we want to very publicly support you, and we want to fuel this whole thing because sooner or later, everybody's got to buy a computer system, and when they do, they can use your code. So I haven't said anything about this because I don't think we've had a code. I don't know if the page is up. Doghouse. Somebody go to doghouse.com/modernrogue.
DoghouseSystems.com is the website.
Oh, doghousessystems.com. Boy, you were about to see some porn.
Justin, you ever go to doghouse.com and really just see it?
Oh man, I love to dog it and house it together, man. That's my shit. I love it.
But we're replacing one of these computers probably over the weekend or by the next time you see a stream from us here. And I'm going to try and see if we can up our resolution possibly to even 1080p 60. We certainly wouldn't have a lot of, it's a lot of low activity, low bit rate content here with the podcast and stuff.
Oh, it's not like we're FPS and, Call of Duty or something.
But
yeah.
I know when I was playing the Goose Game here from the studio, I could only do 720 because that's what we were set up for. And that's the Switch. And like that, I know can do a version of 1080. So we might see a test stream of that sometime.
So we're getting close to that. I think we're going to start by adding, we already say powered by Doghouse Systems on Monologue videos, but I would love it if there was something that had kind of a call to action, like, hey man, support the show, get a computer and all that. But then I would love it if they would. We'll work together to create a different place that is, Diamond Club Studios, and then we can add that to all the podcasts that we do out of here.
Yeah.
And so everybody, look, eventually you're going to want to buy a desktop computer. You're going to want top quality burned-in equipment. You're going to want unbeatable customer service, and when that happens, you can support us.
Yeah.
Hell
Florida,
yeah.
Juice? How's your Florida vacation?
Here's the thing. It's still Florida, and the good news is they got a Wawa around my mom's house. So I've been eating a lot of Wawa subs. That's pretty good. I don't know, man. Well, we did Disney yesterday, did Food and Wine, which is always a blast. Drank a lot of food, ate a lot of wine, wound up at Brian. No, me, you and Andrew went to Trader Sam's in L.A., right?
Yes.
Trader Joe's?
No, Trader Sam's is the tiki bar in Disneyland.
Oh.
And it turns out there is now one, or has been, I don't know, one in the
Florida.
Florida.
Yeah.
Specifically, though, at the Grand Polynesian Resort.
The Grand Polynesian Resort. So apparently it's only been there for 2 years. But we definitely skipped the line. There was apparently a wait and a line, and we did not realize that the hostess was dealing with guests, and we just kind of scooched on by. Like, remember when Cersei just kind of excused herself from the Hound versus the Mountain in that episode of Game of Thrones?
Oh,
that
my
was kind of
gosh.
us. We were just kind of scooch on by, and we just kind of made our way to the bar and sat down. And it was great. I'll tell you what, it was a lot more fun and immersive and accessible than some other parts of the Disney property.
WeirdThings.com. Listen to After Things this week.
Narrow escape on that one.
Straight ahead.
Like
Straight
a
ahead.
smuggler under the sea.
That was a real smuggler's run you just performed.
But yeah, no, had a great time there. And then Food and Wine was Food and Wine. It was always a blast. Went from Mexico to Canada. I'm now a convert.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow. Right on. Well, and so I
That's what we
proposed
did
a
at Big Diz,
compromise
right?
solution. Here's the compromise solution. Because, of course, for those who don't know, you drink around the world. You can either start with Mexico and go counterclockwise,
Canada.
or you could start with Canada and go clockwise. A big moment of debate during Big Diz. But I came up with a compromise. What you do,
down the middle.
you get in the ferry, you go across, and you do a lap and a half.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well, because basically we actually, for the first time ever, because we were coming from Hollywood Studios, took the ferry or the boat from Hollywood Studios to Epcot, which drops you off in France. So you're basically...
Nice. By the way, that
basically
chair
about
show
there.
is the best thing. That chair show is my favorite thing on the planet. The street performance.
Oh, God. Yeah, you want to know what sucked is it was raining, so we didn't get a lot of the shit outside. But yeah,
Well,
I was wondering.
Last time I was there was one dude who would watch footballs being kicked back and forth, and then when it came by, he would, while holding a drink, would jump up and do a flip over his head and kick it. Like, even though it was the last thing you would expect from this person. See you around?
I don't know whether, because I was thinking about how I would memorialize the bicycle kick and how I would continue to kind of keep it alive. But I don't know, Bryce, where are you in terms of the legacy of the bicycle kick? If I made a big deal about it, is it like LOL?
No, it would.
Funny time we can all remember, or is it you? Why are you still bringing this up?
No, it would be fine because there's no direct video evidence of it happening at the moment.
Man,
there's
so close.
It's around the edges of it, but it's a legend. It will become an urban legend, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Because
But
it
you do
was
have to
one
have-
of the funniest.
You do have to have, what is it, the alcoholic smoothie from the Africa stand, and then put a Jaeger shot into it.
A Jaeger floater.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, I remember that being too early for a Jaeger in my book. I remember that distinctly.
Yeah, I know. I always say this, but we got to put together another Big Diz. Big Diz was just so fucking fun, and I don't know. Maybe next year. Maybe for Christmas we'll get it.
Ooh, Chris Diz.
Chris Diz.
Chris Diz.
Diz Christ.
I mean, I guess it would really be as simple as us just doing a live show in Orlando and then just saying we're going to Disney the next day, right?
You know who's planning to be a Diz and Chris?
Christ?
Well, okay. You know who else?
Ooh.
It's me.
Oh, wait,
it's me, Bryce.
oh,
it's me.
oh, okay.
I'm going to take the family. We're going to go spend Christmas at
Okay,
Disneyland or Disney World.
Oh yeah, we did that once and nobody got a Kia Soul. That's true. Maybe we should.
That's all I can think of.
At some point, we're gonna have to exercise those demons. We're gonna have to do an Orlando show that doesn't end in total fraud.
Ooh.
I mean,
yeah.
the CritCon was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
yeah, I
Yeah, I
did
mean that was.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us live at Diamond Club Studios in the heart of the beautiful 7-acre Schwood. Walking in front or behind me, making her way past Austin city limits. Bonnie Brushwood. It's a broken chair. If you look, it's very down
That one's
slopey.
broken? Oh no.
Our bodies, they're not great.
No, we're fine. I can adjust.
Okay.
We're good. Well, maybe I'll grab that. There's a stool.
Yeah,
right?
grab the stool.
I'll grab
Ooh,
So Bonnie-
there's a cricket behind you. Behind you. Cricket. Behind the trash. Cricket. Oh, God damn it. Step on it.
Oh, is it a live bug? Is it a bug?
Oh, it's cricket
He
season.
smashed something. Smashed something.
Yeah! That is the cracking sound of a carapace of one big-ass cockroach.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there's one big-ass cockroach, and he's running around the Schwood. I said one big-ass cockroach, he's doing what they would. One big-ass cockroach, he wants to be on live. One big-ass cockroach. Fuck you, you're dead.
That's a country classic.
One big-ass
I
cockroach,
remember-
his carapace is cracked. One big-ass cockroach.
Stop. I don't know which.
He's
is
voting for
worse.
Justin Amash, Libertarian presidential
Oh,
candidate in 2020. I don't know. I got nothing.
All right.
Uh,
Hello.
Hey, there she is.
Hey, Real Andrew Mays asked if I was going back to the parks before I leave. No, that was the only day that we were gonna be out there. Was just for food and wine with my mom and my brother.
I love Food and Wine Festival.
I know.
Aw.
All right, so Bonnie,
Yes.
I don't think you were there for Big Diz. The big debate was
Big Diz bait.
clockwise or counterclockwise. Start in Canada or start in Mexico?
Well, it depends on what time of day, because I am definitely avoid the crowds. Now, most people, I think, go.
Right. They go counterclockwise.
They go left.
Yeah.
So they go
Nope.
counter. Right? They walk in and then.
No,
they,
grocery stores are arranged. The produce aisles are usually off to the right because most people automatically go to the right. That's how grocery stores are done.
right. So
So
we
going
tend
to
go
the
left.
right would be Canada. You would start in Canada. You can either start in Mexico. If you go left, you can start in Canada. If you go right.
Yeah, let's get some racist Donald Duck.
So Mexico. Go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's all going to become cocoa, right?
It has to.
I don't know.
Just like
maybe.
Norway became frozen.
Oh, that would be cool. Coco's
Yeah,
very good.
it's got
Coco
it's got to
is
be.
such a good show.
Yeah.
Well, but they tend
Better than the
to-
Donald Duck.
I mean, Donald Duck is really racist on that.
oh,
Well,
Okay.
no. That was that's the three caballeros, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was I loved that as a kid. I loved that cartoon.
Yeah, but he's so white.
He's
a duck.
very white.
No, but he's got his Hispanic friends.
So it's okay.
He has lots of Hispanic friends. It's not racist.
It's just it's like any white kid who goes to USC. Eventually, you have two Hispanic friends.
Oh no! We We do not have a laugh track.
Oh, the fucking laugh track!
Oh my god. So bad.
New
Oh,
technology,
Bryce.
everybody.
Bryce,
Oh.
I'm deleting that shit off your fucking phone.
Oh. Oh man, I realized it's 9. Here, I'm gonna.
No. The only reason why I don't think it'll be Coco is because they tend to segregate the Pixar stuff.
Oh, you're right. That gets
Because
in movie land.
Frozen is Disney animation, and so they're a little freer with that.
But
I
they've
wonder
been,
if-
That and also, I think that they were just looking for a way to build something Frozen, and they're just like, fuck, Norway, whatever, fuck you and your weird auto industrial ad that we used to have in there. Now you're fucking, now you're a Frozen ride.
I was really disappointed because I liked that whole like sensory thing. You felt like you walked into a portal when you went into Norway. Like you just walk through a door and then all of a sudden you're really in a place on the other side of the world. Because like however they piped in the air, like whatever it is that they did to the air, and they had like a crisp smell that you never got in any theme park in Florida anywhere. And it was amazing. But then they kept that for Frozen. So like they actually kept that environment. So
Yeah.
it still feels like a portal, but and I actually really enjoyed myself. I wanted to hate it, but like Callie was so into Frozen, and like her experience of getting to meet the queen Elsa, and then like, oh my gosh, it was adorable. And then going into the ride, it was a good ride. So it was nice.
Yeah, I have not been on the Frozen one just because it's like the only thing with a line in Epcot, and I'm like,
Oh, it's
hey,
ridiculous. Yeah.
the only line I want to get into is the line for that beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm sure I'll wind up going.
Yeah, we
because
had, like,
now
passes.
Now my little niece and nephew are, the nephew's 3 and the niece is 1, so they're just at the cusp of like. The boy is into Toy Story now, and knows how to sing Baby Shark.
do you think that might be why they made, or do you think that them doing a lot of Toy Story 4 at a carnival has parks implications?
Maybe, wouldn't doubt it.
You know?
I mean, I don't think that anything. I mean, apparently, there's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 a thing about how Star-Lord went to Epcot as a kid, because that's their
Really?
justification for why they're going to be building a new Guardians ride in Epcot.
Weird.
No.
Weird.
Wait,
Wild.
there's a Guardians ride
Yeah.
at Epcot?
Well,
There
no,
will be.
They will be
Why? How do you justify that?
with a movie.
What? Yeah, you were dialed out. Justin just told you they're going to write it into the 3rd movie
Yeah.
that he went to Epcot as a kid.
Oh.
And so now there's going to be a big, thing, because that, as far as Marvel stuff goes, it's one of the only things that they can use while Universal has the rights to all the Marvel stuff in the comic books, because Guardians, the movie, is substantially different than the comic book versions. So now they can actually build a like MCU themed ride in Disney World, where otherwise like east of the Mississippi, Universal owns anything that could come from the comic.
Do you think they'll? It's considering what the movie is like. Do you think they'll change the firework display to be all like Guardians of the Galaxy, and then?
Button.
I'd be really sad to see Illuminations go away. Because
It's gone. It's gone.
They replaced
it's gone. It's gone. It's done.
Oh, what
But
did they do?
supposedly, isn't the thing that they
No,
replaced it with like really nice?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I did not see it. But yeah, Illuminations died like 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
R.I.P. to a legend.
Aw.
What are the reviews?
The all-new nighttime fireworks spectacular. This is just a press release.
I don't know. It was kind of comforting. Like, I liked how.
I mean,
at the
I
end of
always
the
remember
night-
that moment where he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, blah blah blah," and
Yeah.
he goes, "Whew," and then all the torches go out.
Yeah.
Except for that one time they didn't. That was weird. He just kept on going. I was like, "Why did you blow me a kiss?"
all I know is that Illuminations for me is synonymous with over ordering at the Rose and Crown pub.
Oh yeah, no,
Like,
because you
oh,
have
yeah.
to like you know
Cut
you're
off.
about to be cut off, and so you get set.
I think it was the end of Big Diz where it was just like everybody else was trying to gather, but Brian and I had sprinted from the monorail so we could get to the Rose and Crown.
Like 10 of us just running, hoofing it.
And then as everybody else is filtering in, it's just Brian and I had hoarded one table, and it's just 8 beers on one table, and Brian and I were like just settling in for Illumination.
We're just like, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. We have all the beers. We're the fed of beers.
I'm pretty sure that the phrase or the question, so is there a limit of beers that we could buy per person? And the guy said, no. It's like 4 each then, sir.
Oh my God. You hugged them out the door.
Well, because I mean, all right. So it's like you get them, and then the show starts, and it's like you have an hour, and you know other people are coming, and you're like, we're king of the beers because nobody's serving after the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Or once the show
although-
starts.
Rose and Crown is just my favorite. It might be my favorite place in Disney.
Yep.
It is a legitimate like bar experience. Like it is a heightened bar experience because, you know, when we went there yesterday, you just wind up sitting next to just fucking rando, especially for food and wine, where it's like built in that everybody's getting totally faced. But we just wound up like just having like random conversations with people and like going and like buying in rounds and stuff like that. Like it was just a super blast.
Hey, Bryce.
What was that?
Does it make sense to swap our positions in the 2 shots? How does that
This
look?
this shot is just
Just a temp.
yeah.
Just ooh. Oh, hello,
That's
Justin.
I think that.
Aha.
Well,
Oh,
hello.
got it. So pre-show. All right. Yeah.
But also when I tend to talk to you.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Because we're looking
This
at each other. Now I'm looking at you.
Yeah, though you're
So,
looking a
uh,
little more direct to camera, but
No, other way. There we go. Yep.
Well, that's me. Okay. All right. We'll figure that out.
well, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I had the
Growing
thought.
pains.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe those
You think?
monitors with the screens. Sorry,
Monitors.
teleprompters.
iPads.
Teleprompter thing.
Oh, mhm.
Oh, are you going
So I
to
could look right down the barrel.
I wonder how those would work with video because I think the fact that they use text and a very limited video signal.
Oh, I'm picturing just a monitor with whoever we're Skyped into. So like, I don't know what's better because if we were in the same room, I wouldn't be looking down the barrel of the camera. But over Skype, there's kind of an expectation because like when you look at CNN or MSNBC or whatever, whenever they're talking, they're looking right down the barrel because they have those setups. So I don't know which one is more comfortable for the home audience.
I don't know. Everybody write in your feedback to P.O. Box 10895, Austin, Texas.
New York.
New York, 10105.
Oh, before we get started with the show, which we'll should do in a few minutes here, the Discord, nightech.tv/Discord, we got a channel in there. We're putting together a new round of I Said What?
Oh, good.
Oh, shit.
And so please go and find some quotes from the guys and post them there with the time link. And we'll do that. We got a lot today, actually, so we might do that next week. Or
Barrel Bar points out rightly that looking right down the barrel would be weird for comedy. Like, yeah, and then I did this to you.
that classic
point.
thing you're always saying. And then I did this to you.
that's his catchphrase. You know, put it on T-shirts and hats.
And then I did that.
Then
to
I
you.
did this to you! Exclamation point. Like, you ever notice with catchphrases, the exclamation point is even bigger.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned the Epcot Forever stuff. I did get an Epcot Forever hat, like one of the old block letter Epcot all black hat.
Dude, that retro stuff from back at the launch of Epcot looking real good these days.
It really is. I got a sweet sweatshirt.
Oh, I got a question, Bonnie.
Wait, I've lost that sweatshirt. I wonder where that went.
Not forever.
Oh, man.
Dude, wait, what?
Epcot
I don't
for
get
at
it.
least a decade.
Oh, I had this really great Epcot sweatshirt, but I have no idea where it's
It was
gone.
all 1980s looking.
Yeah, it had like the lines. I love t-shirts
The
with
multiple circles and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Hey, is there any chance I can get you to go watch Joker with me?
Yeah, maybe.
We'll go see it again.
Okay. Wow, it's a date. I just got out. Stop!
You saw it, America!
Hey, by the way, my power might be shut off when I get home.
Oh yeah, what's the deal with this? I've seen this on Twitter that they're shutting down a lot of the power in San Francisco and Oakland
Because apparently, and this is something that I feel like should have been more of a story because I did not know this offhand, that the last two major forest fires that happened that totally disrupted everything happened because PG&E, the power company, overheated their system and they had power lines spark in areas that could be lit aflame. And so that's why we had these like crippling, like Ashley, the thing that Ashley has said that would make us leave the Northern California area is because she is an asthmatic and apparently yearly these fucking fires happen and they just totally wreck her respiratory system for like a month basically. And so PG&E, not wanting this to happen for a third consecutive year, has found that the only thing that they can do is to turn off power to various places up to and including Marin County. So that's all of like up through Petaluma and everything, a wine country, Oakland, south into Alameda and some of the other areas. But I very well might be flying in tomorrow to a home that does not have fucking power.
Man. Yeah, you get to feel like a kid again, like it's the mid-1990s and deregulation's going all sideways. Enron
Exactly,
for
right?
the win.
The good news is that the very next day I'm flying to Las Vegas so I can hang out with Will Harris.
How are they not sued by every homeowner that
Because
doesn't
they're
have
a
home?
monopoly, a government-sanctioned monopoly.
Jeez, that's insane.
So is it like an all-day thing? Is it for
Nobody fucking knows. I mean, at this point, they just made an announcement that, hey, by the way, your power might go out, and it might go out for as long as 5 days. But I can't imagine that will happen with any kind of regularity. But then again, they're PG&E, and apparently they started two of the fucking worst forest fires in California history, and they've gotten away with it. So at this point, who gives a fuck? They're like, oh, okay, well, we won't start a forest fire, but fucking make sure you clear all that shit out of your refrigerator, idiot.
Yeah, we'll put it in the freezer.
All right, no.
Too much power. We've given him too much power.
Right now, you have a choice. All right, and you have to make it right now. You can either never do that for yourself again, or everything you say has to have a fucking sound effect to it. You have one choice to make, and you got to make it in your heart right now.
Fine.
Oh.
No, I love it. I don't know.
I was hoping that you'd pick every time.
Well, I don't keep my word. You guys want to do a comedy show?
Goddamn right.
Sure.
I'm feeling it.
All right, here we go.
I got to warn you guys.
Uh-oh.
You're not prepared for this banger. This song is epic.
Ah, okay, here we go.